In this video, we'll be iterating through the properties within this cube object, and I've already declared the object. So how I will exactly iterate through the object would be something like this. So this is a for in loop, starts with the keyword for. This is the actual code block which we will be iterating over. This is the object's name, as you can see over here. And all what we are doing in this code block is that we are printing out the content of prop. Now, prop will hold the property name of our object, which is cube, and it is going to hold the name of the first property of cube during the first iteration, the name of the second property of cube during the second iteration, and the name of the third property of cube during the third iteration. So this code block is going to execute only 3 times because cube has 3 properties. You'd also notice that we are using this in keyword over here before declaring the variable which is actually going to hold the name of the property in each of the iterations. So let me just enter this, and you can see that this loop has been executed, and we have gone through 3 iterations, and it has printed out the names of these properties as we were expecting. So this is quite a simple example. You can use a for in loop if you want to inspect the properties within an object, and if you want to run a specific set of statements for each of the properties within an object one by one. Now you can notice that I'm just printing out length, width, height, which are the names of the properties. If you want to see the actual contents or the actual values inside these properties, we can utilize some of our prior knowledge to achieve that. So let me just write this loop again. So if this holds the name of the property, we can basically add some content over here. So I'll specify some hard-coded string, so I can say has value. So what I want to do is I want to print out the name of the property, then I'll specify that this property has a value or has a value, and then I would like to specify the actual value. And this is just to demonstrate that you can how you can print out the value. So if you can recall, if you want to access any property within an object, you have to specify the name of the object itself, and then we can use dot notation or the square bracket notation. The dot notation is when we know in advance the name of the properties, but in this case the name of the properties are basically within this variable name. So if you want to use a variable name to access the name of the property, and then we can use the square bracket notation. So prop will hold the name of the first property during the first iteration. So we can specify prop over here. We could have specified like hard-coded string, but because prop is also holding the name of the string, so we'll specify it over here, and this would in return give us the actual value, the entire value of the first property in the first iteration, the second value, the value of the second property in the second iteration, and value of the third property in the third iteration. So let's just check it out how it works, and we can see that it has printed out the values which we were expecting. Length has value 10, width has value 101, and height has value 109, which is indeed the case. So that was just a small example of how you can use for in a loop to inspect the properties within an object.